Riveting content. Empowering your life. Welcome to the Sphere. This episode is sponsored by 3 Hues Painting Studio. Come paint, sip, and party at 3 Hues. Visit our website today at 3hueshouston.com. Elite Dental Wellness. At Elite Dental Wellness, Dr. Ashandra Batiste understands that one of the biggest obstacles is dental fear. The vision at Elite Dental Wellness is to ensure every patient is treated with respect, ultimate care, patience, and love. Call us today to make an appointment at area code 713-789-8680. Looking to advertise? Join the Sphere's vast demographic reach of thousands of people all over the world. Send an email today to advertise@thesphere.tv or call us at area code 832-772-7789.
Everybody, and welcome back to another episode of All Things Beauty. I am your host, S. Murray, and guys, I have a special treat for you. I know I say that every time, but this time I really mean it. I have a special treat for you. I have a special guest on today, and we're going to be talking about all the luxe fashion, all the highest designers. Let me introduce you to Miss Nikki Hona. Hello, Nikki.
Hello, S. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. How was your day?
It was good. I'm so excited to talk to you today and talk about all things Luxe.
So you're coming into us live from Dallas, Fort Worth, the Grand Prairie area, right?
Mm-hmm. That's correct.
How is the weather there?
Hot. Sweltering.
She cut to the chase. Hot.
Yeah, it's hot.
Okay. Well, really good. That's really good. So I don't even want to waste no time because we have so much to talk about. So Before we even get into that, though, I want to know, what do you have on your lips?
On my lips, let's see here. I decided to dig up an oldie but goodie from my vault. Mm-hmm. And I don't know if you guys remember these, but Lancome came out with these Rouge in Love matte lipsticks. Mm-hmm. And so if anybody has followed me over the years, they know that I'm a purple lippy lover. Y'all know, y'all used to tease me about buying them purple lipsticks. Mm-hmm. Anytime there was a purple, I had to get it. So I knew I had to wear purple tonight. So I'm wearing the Rouge in Love 381B, and I got that here with me. And then I also went and got another old school Illamasqua lip gloss, and it's called Boost. So 2 purple.
Where did you get those from?
Now, both of these, Illamasqua, you used to be able to get Illamasqua at Sephora, but they stopped carrying it there. So you do have to go online. Mm-hmm. So you can get Illamasqua online. And someone said that you may be able to get it through Amazon or even eBay. But unfortunately, Sephora stopped carrying the brand. Boo. Because it was so cool to be able to just walk into the store and get it. And then, of course, Lancome. You can get Lancome at Sephora, any department, store like Dillard's, Macy's. You can't go wrong.
All right. Awesome. And for me today, I'm wearing a classic color. Like you said, you were wearing classic color. I'm wearing the most classic color out there. I'm talking about the staple of all staples, right? I'm wearing MAC Ruby Woo today. And I just decided to wear a red lipstick, a real classic red lipstick, because I had on black and white, and nothing goes better with black and white than red. And this is, like I said, a staple lipstick. If you don't have this in your collection, something really wrong with you. Yeah. And like I said, this came from MAC, and this runs about $17 now, right? They're about $17. I think.
Okay. They're about
Yes.
17. It's been so long since I bought MAC lipstick. I had to kind of think about like, wow, they 17.
Yeah, back when we bought it, probably like 15, something like that.
Exactly. About
Yeah.
15, 50, something like that.
Yes. All right, guys. So yes, today we're talking about everything, all things Luxe, guys. And I thought this would be a very, very good show because we've never dived into purchasing luxurious brands or high end brands, and especially when it comes to bags. And ladies, you know, if there's anything more important than your shoes, it's your bag, right?
Exactly.
It's your
Gotta have
bag.
a bag.
Yes. And so I decided to pick Nikki because she is the person that I go to when I decided I'm going to make the purchase on buying these bags. But before I tell you that, I want you to know, I want you to, first of all, I know I've never told you the story, Nikki, on how I even came about meeting you or finding you on YouTube.
Okay.
So, I don't remember if it. I think it was. Do you remember Donna Dance or
I
Naya?
do. Naya, yes.
Yes, and she was going
Shopping
through
with Naya, or
something.
hauling with Naya, I think it was.
Yes, and she was going through something at one point in time, and she had mentioned you in on one of her hauls. So I said, "Well, let me go check her out or whatever." So I went over to your channel, checked you out, and got hooked. And let me tell y'all something. This lady used to do makeup hauls for that buy. She used to
Man,
be, oh my God. And so then
the
I used to
haul.
follow you on a YouTube, and then I found out you had a makeup group.
Yep,
And so
I
then I
do.
joined the makeup group and things like that. And I bet you don't remember you bought MAC pigment from me a long time ago.
I do, because
You do?
I was so bad. Like if somebody had a blog sale,
Yeah. And
I
I
was like,
bought a
what y'all
NARS
got?
lipstick from you a long time. Audacious lipstick.
Oh yeah. Well, you know
Yeah.
what? I need to dig through and send you a whole more bag of stuff.
And then you were so kind of a long time ago when you used to work for Sephora and you gave us your discount code. And then that day when you said you quit Sephora, child, my life died. I have not gotten a friends and family discount since then.
Okay, now we can fix that. Although I don't work there anymore, I still have some awesome Sephora girls that are still there. They can hook us up. So I got you next time. No worries. But
And so yeah, that's how it came about. And so yeah, you were doing YouTube, and then you eventually branded or branched off the makeup, and then you went into the Luxe. So what
yeah.
made you decide to branch off the makeup and go into more Luxe brands?
Well, I've always been into Lux and always been a collector, but it was nothing that I really talked about on my channel because if you guys remember, it was like, hey, welcome to Nikki.
Mm-hmm.
I almost forgot my own intro because it's been so long since I've done YouTube. But I used to, hey divas, welcome
Mm-hmm.
to my channel. And it was used to be, all about makeup, and so I've always collected, but I've always felt like, I didn't know if it would be the platform to share,
Mm-hmm.
Um, my other hobby that I had outside of, makeup, collecting makeup. So, but as I started growing my channel and started kind of like maturing a bit, and, makeup has started to being very repetitive. It's the same stuff was
It
coming out
is.
all the time, just different names. I was just like, I'm going to introduce something else to my channel, another side of me. And then that's when I started, talking more about the Luxe brands. And of course, there was some backlash about that because
Was
when
there?
people, a little bit, because when people know you for one thing and they see that you've only kind of done one thing, and
Mm-hmm.
granted, my channel was beauty
Mm-hmm.
related for the most part, and so it was kind of tough. They're like, well, I didn't, I signed up to see makeup. I want, I was a
Mm-hmm.
hall queen. I called myself new because it was something new.
You had to have it.
I had to have it, and I was gonna show it to you. So,
Mm-hmm.
and that's just kind of what people got used to. And so, when you start introducing other sides of yourself, some people it's well received, some not. So, yeah, but that's something that I've always been into. I've collected over 20 years now. Bits and
Mm-hmm.
pieces here and there.
Mm-hmm.
And so that, and then also too, when I started kind of talk about fitness too, I know that's not, directly
Oh
related to
yeah.
that. There were some people who had problems with that too. It's like, hey,
Girl,
I
girl.
just came here for the makeup.
Get out of
Yeah,
here.
exactly. And you could see it with the views too.
Mm-hmm.
So you will notice like if I were to do a haul, I would get a lot more views than if I were to do a video unboxing, a
Really?
Luxe item, or if I was talking about my fitness journey. So
Mm-hmm.
you could also see it if people didn't directly, say something about it. And I did have some that were vocal,
Mm-hmm.
but you could also see it from the view count too.
So let's
Yeah.
ask the burning question that everybody wants to know. Why did you leave YouTube?
So, okay. So I decided to leave YouTube because first of all, YouTube for me was always a hobby. I never got into it like, now I look at YouTube and I feel like people actually have a business plan before
They
they
do.
actually come into the game. And it was solely a hobby for me, just something that I,
Mm-hmm.
genuinely love doing. I absolutely love being on YouTube talking about makeup, another topic that I love talking about. And it's one of those topics too that you just don't find a lot of people that are into it like you are. And so to be
Mm-hmm.
able to find this community that is into makeup, into beauty, and all these great things,
Yes.
I was like, yes, I found like my home and I found
Mm-hmm.
my niche. And so I absolutely love that. And but as I started, progressing in my own professional career,
Mm-hmm.
at my one of my last employers, and I'm not gonna say too much about that, but
Mm-hmm.
as I started progressing and moving up the food chain, I like to say, someone found out about my YouTube channel and
Mm-hmm.
was like, hey, I'm not sure if that's the way you want to present yourself if you're looking to, advance and grow into, senior
Really?
leadership. Yeah, because I was working for a conservative, organization, and some
Uh-huh.
folks just didn't feel that that was, what I was doing, talking about beauty, talking about look, lifestyle, just in general. That they didn't feel like in my role I should be public, I should be that public or that accessible.
Wow.
Yeah. So I thought long and hard about it because I was like, I'm not gonna let an employer or someone dictate what I'm gonna do outside of work. As long as, of
Mm-hmm.
course, I'm one of those people. If I'm getting my job done, if I'm meeting my metrics, if
Mm-hmm.
things are, the work is getting done. Like what I do in my free time, my personal time should be mine. But we live in a generation, unfortunately, where, everybody can access you if you're, visibly and in social media, they can like, Google your name
That's
and all of
true.
that. And then you get into certain positions. And if you're in a role that's somewhat, handling confidential information, it is kind of hard for certain people to separate the two.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of hard for somebody to sit with me in a boardroom and see me as, Nikki, the professional, and then they can go home
Mm-hmm.
and click on my YouTube channel and see me talking about makeup and, fitness and,
Mm-hmm.
beauty, and Lux, and Lux probably was probably more so than all because in my environment, especially conservative environment, it could be perceived as you're throwing, around what you have,
Yeah.
what you own. So yeah.
Wow, that is huge. And I bet a lot of people have had to make that choice between their job, and their and a YouTube. And even for me, I can relate too because even coming to the sphere, I had to make a choice on, the YouTube or coming here, and I decided to dedicate majority of my time to here, and I love it. I love doing it.
Yeah, and that's how I am. I'm very passionate about
Mhm.
my career. I'm very passionate about what I do. So I never would want to sacrifice that, for
Mhm.
quote unquote my hobby. You know what I'm saying? So it just meant that I had to start focusing on other things,
Mhm.
and I do have two active kids right now, one
Mhm.
teenager, one a preteen that are keeping me very busy. So I wouldn't have the time to dedicate to YouTube that I, would want to anyway. So,
Mhm.
um, but I do miss it. And I mentioned I'm no longer at the particular company that, I was at. So I'm somewhere new now. And if I really wanted to start back up my journey, I could. But right
Mhm.
now, I just honestly don't have the time to do it. So, and I don't want to be one of those people who drop in a video once every 6 months, and you coming back like, oh, I'm so sorry, I haven't
Yeah.
recorded the video, and I know, and it's like I don't want to be one of those people. If I can't
Mhm.
get on a schedule and guarantee at least one video a week
Mhm.
and provide good content, then I just, decided that I'm just not going to be capable of doing that right now. But I do miss it. I really, really do.
Well, while we're talking about hobbies, this
Yeah.
portion of the show is sponsored by Three Hues. Come paint, sip, and party at Three Hues. Join a party or book your own private event for kids or adults. Let Three Hues help you create your masterpiece on canvas step by step. A painting party is perfect for any occasion. A church function, wedding shower, team building, Girl Scouts earning their badge, date night, birthdays, anything you want to do to just have fun. Ask them about their summer camp program, kids clubs, special events, and wine glass painting events. Did we mention Three Hues is mobile too? Yes, you can go to the studio or they can come to you. Visit the website today, threehueshouston.com. So yes, Luxe. So you are into the Luxe. Now I ain't gonna lie to you. When I see this girl, I was like, if she posts one more thing, I was like, wow, like I really like a lot of, even with some of the things that I purchased, I got that from I got the advice from you. And so I just want to first of all thank you for a lot of the things that you post and things like that. But what, like, out of all the brands or out of all things, why Luxe? Like, what is it about it that fascinates you?
Well, for me, it's more so. I've always been into fashion ever
Mm-hmm.
since I was a little girl. I was been in fashion, and my mom, she kind of started this. My mom was always about. She always used to say, "Go for quality over
Mm-hmm.
quantity." So
Mm-hmm.
my mom would be the one who probably would say it would be on a shoestring budget, but she would still take us shopping to Dillard's. I still got my school clothes from department stores. She was just one
Mm.
of those type of people where I would always rather put my money in quality over quantity. So I may not had 10 pair of shoes, but I had three good pair of shoes, that was
Mm.
gonna last me throughout the years.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how I started kind of getting in Lux. It was really thanks to my mom and her, the way she brought me and my little sister up to go for quality over quantity. And if you look at most, and I'm not saying that everything that you get from a Lux brand is quality, because we all know that
Mm-hmm.
that's definitely started to diminish over the years. But with certain brands, but still, for the most part, when you do buy a nice handbag, there is that, better quality. Let's be
Yes.
honest. It's the way it's made. It's the materials they use, the time they put into actually, creating the bag, the also too the thought and ideas that they goes behind actually what, the designs that they put out and the
Mm-hmm.
styles. And to me, it's just, I prefer to, and I've always gravitated more towards that,
Mm-hmm.
versus, buying a whole bunch of, just to say, purses or whatever have you, just to say I have a bag. I would much rather save my money and go buy something really nice that I know
Mm-hmm.
that I'll be able to have over the years, and I'll share some of that with you, as
Mm-hmm.
opposed to just running out to my nearest department, fast fashion store like Ross or TJ Maxx and buying, like a really inexpensive bag that generally for the most part is not going to hold up for a good year if I'm lucky.
Right. I definitely understand. So the first thing we wanted to talk about, while since we're talking about this, is which brands are worth investing. I think that is very important to talk about first before we even talk about what is authentic, what is not authentic, what's your favorites, what brands are even worth spending your money on. What
Yeah.
what gra- what what does it for you? Like what do you feel like, first of all, says worth brands are worth investing in?
So, being that I kind of been in the game for over the years, I've had my chance to dabble in pretty much every Lux brand that there
Mm-hmm.
is on the market. I probably own something from that brand,
Right.
whether it be a handbag, accessory, clothes, or something along that line. So, I've discovered over the years, and this, of course, is my own personal preference. Everybody who's in the community may say something different, but I always say the brands that, if you start thinking about looking at pre-sale market, if you
Mm-hmm.
decided to ever do that, what are the brands that are going to hold their value? So I've always said that handbags are not, quote unquote, an investment,
Mm-hmm.
because it is a depreciating asset in a sense, because once you start using it, wearing, and there's wear and tear, of course, if you ever decided to, get rid of it, you wouldn't get the same amount that you paid for it. Just like if you bought a car, you know what I mean? As soon
Right.
as you drive off the lot, that car is depreciated,
Right.
by 20% almost, just like as soon as you drive off. So the same thing with, anything that you buy that's, such as a handbag or something like that. So I always look at the brands that, that hold their value over
Mm-hmm.
time, and that generally they increase in price over time.
That's right.
So, and the two that are most known, and I would probably even say three,
Three.
it's going to probably be Hermes,
Mm-hmm.
Chanel, and Louis Vuitton.
Mm-hmm.
Those are probably the three staple brands that I say you generally, if you buy something from their classic line, And I'm talking about classic Hermes or Birkin or Kelly, Chanel, a jumbo, or a single flap, or reissue, and then Louis Vuitton, like the Speedies, the Neverfulls, the classics. You'll never be able to go wrong with those.
I
Classics
definitely agree
also
with
never
you.
go on sale.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you, especially when it comes to Louis Vuitton. Like the Speedy, the Neverfull is like the one bag everybody that's like their first initial purchase, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Those are known as the basic B bags.
Mhm.
Like everybody kind of walks. As soon as they get into the Louis Vuitton, those are usually the first two bags that or everybody will gravitate to. You're gonna see
Mhm.
that Speedy or the Neverfull, but there's a reason for that.
Mhm.
They're classics.
Right. And then, like you said, with the Chanel, the single flap, the double flap, all the lambskin, all the skins, all those, the classic looking Chanel bag has been a staple for years to come. Yeah.
Exactly, exactly. And I even once I talk about share with you guys some of my bags, we'll even talk about that.
Mhm.
And again them being able to hold their value in the quality in those over time.
And not even to diminish what you said about depreciation, because all bags do depreciate, but there is a huge market for reselling. A
Oh
lot of
yeah.
these bags get just like that, right?
Mhm.
Yes.
Definitely, definitely. And I've personally have done that myself, and
Mm-hmm.
I know that we'll save that for our part two. But yeah, a huge resale community.
Mm-hmm. I think, like, for me, when I decided to dip off into the Luxe brand and I chose Louis Vuitton, is because I saw that it was a classic brand and I
Mhm.
knew that it had been around forever. And then not only that, you cannot find an outlet, a Louis Vuitton outlet. I remember one time one of my friends was like, "Oh yeah, I heard there's a Louis Vuitton outlet." I said, "Under no circumstances."
Yeah,
No,
somebody
ma'am.
if it is, they making those Louis in a factory back behind that
Yes, there's no
store.
such thing as a Louis Vuitton. No, not the way these
None.
prices consistently increase.
Right.
Consistently increase.
Because pretty
Yes.
much every year there's going to be a price increase for Louis Vuitton and for
Hmm.
Chanel.
And we've talked
Yeah.
about yesterday. We were talking about when the Speedy, when we first purchased it, it was like
Yeah.
$700, right?
Yeah, like $700, and now it's like 990 or something along those
Yes.
970, something depending on what size, of course, from the
Hmm.
25 to the 40. But yeah, it's gone up tremendously, and so like and we'll talk about it a little bit more later. You
Hmm.
start thinking about that, like if you held on to that bag and took pretty decent care of it, you decided that any day you wanted to part with it, there's a market.
And that's my main thing. I'm all about maintaining my bag. Because I do have, because I spent my money. Let's
Yeah,
start there. I
yeah.
do take care of my bags. I do put them back up. I do, because you never. I don't want to sell ever resell, but those are, while you might not consider it investment pieces, you can resell them because people are out there and they will buy them.
Yeah, yeah. So they definitely are, partial assets, I like to say.
Hmm. So yes, this ends now. Before we continue and give them any more information, give them any more tea, as they say. This is going to end our Facebook Live session. We'd like to thank everyone for watching our Facebook Live. You're going to have to tune in tomorrow to watch the rest of the show. She's gonna give us step by step on what what a good evening bag is, or if you want, different choices on what she feels like our evening bags, day to night bags, and of course we're talking about from the Luxe brand, Luxe Luxe brands. And then of course we're going to ask you to subscribe to our platform. Did you know we're on iTunes, Google Play Store, SoundCloud, Stitcher as well? And then don't forget to review us on iTunes. Let us know how we're doing. Give us some constructive criticism, and then share. Yes, guys, we have grown. Our my particular show has went up 150%. I was so excited. My subscribership,
Yay!
yay!
That's awesome.
Yes. So that means it actually more than doubled from last month. So I was just so excited for that. And so thank you guys for just watching, supporting, sharing. And then don't forget, you can donate to the Sphere as well. Our mission brings enrichment and enlight and inspiring content each and every week. And you can donate at www.thesphere.tv/donate. So guys, like I said, don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to watch tomorrow. And that will be at www.thesphere .tv/ATB, or you can watch it on iTunes or Google Play Store as well. All right, guys. So thanks for watching. Bye, Facebook.
Bye. See you guys later.
So yes. And so then we talked about Louis Vuitton, then Chanel, of course, classic brand, then Hermes. Now that's like,
yeah, that's like the top, like the pinnacle of looks.
Now, you know what? I was watching a video on YouTube and I did not know that you had to be picked. Yeah. If you go to the Hermes store, you have to be picked to purchase one of those. I did not know that.
Yes. And so that's the thing with the Birkin or the Kelly is that you could actually, like, say if you wanted a brand new. Now, don't get me wrong. If you're willing to buy one pre-loved, they're on the market all the time. But if you wanted to actually buy a brand new Birkin or Kelly, it has to be offered to you. So if you go to the store, it has to be offered to you. And they don't, they don't offer them to everybody. I could walk in and throw down $30,000 in cash and they still wouldn't sell to me, unless the thing with Hermes is that they normally sell to those who have built a relationship with them, meaning that you've bought, like, starting with, small leather goods or, things of that nature, or you bought other things from the brand and you build a relationship with one of the SAs, then you can start, working your way up to being, offered a Birkin or a Kelly. But they don't, you just couldn't I couldn't walk into the Hermes store here in Highland Park and say, hey, I want to buy a Birkin, and one would be offered to me. That just usually doesn't happen. You just, it does take, some time and effort. Some people do travel all the way to Europe to the actual flagship store, in hopes of being able to get one there. Some are lucky, many are not.
I've seen stories.
Yeah.
I was surprised. Like, one girl, she went to Paris to actually pick up one. She stood in line. She said first of all, you have to be dressed to the nine.
To the nine.
You cannot go in there looking like every day. And then you have to hope and pray. And you can stand in line for as long as forever and still never get picked. Yeah. And she was lucky to get picked. I was like, wow, now what a way to make your bag so exclusive. Yeah. Yeah, that you don't have to. And they're doing that also, from what I understand, so that way the resale value. Yeah, right? You hold
the value. If you have something that majority of the public can't get their hands on, even if they, had the resources to do so, you're going to hold your value, but at the same time, my thing I do also feel like there's also discriminatory factors that goes into that, where certain people get offered and certain people don't. So, and that's unfortunate, and something to consider, if that's, buying from a brand that may not sell to you because of how you look or how you may be dressed or whatever have you. So, it's a catch-22. Now, if I have to be honest, if I had the resources and I was there and they offered me one, I probably would take it. It's because I love, I love handbags and I love looks. And I'm sorry, I think it would be kind of cool to walk around with a Birkin or a Kelly, although I probably wouldn't know where I could even wear that to, because in my, lifestyle, people would probably automatically assume it wasn't real anyway. But yeah, I don't have the lifestyle to really afford something like that, or just I don't have the lifestyle where somebody would appreciate it. You know what I mean? Like, if I were to walk into a basketball gym with my son to a game with a Birkin, everybody's gonna be looking at me, more crazy, and nobody's probably gonna even know what it is.
They're gonna probably think it's a Michael Kors, because don't the Michael Kors look similar to those?
They do. They probably will. They probably like, nobody's gonna know that I just spent $10,000+ on this handbag.
That's crazy. I even watched this one girl do a video, and she had someone. Now, if they feel like you're gonna resell it, they're not gonna sell to you. So she was lucky. She paid somebody to stand in line, and that person luckily got the bag and sold them. So she paid way more than the bag.
Yeah, a lot of them are more than retail value. So there you go with that whole, is that an investment? And that in that case, a Birkin likely is an investment, because 9 times out of 10 you can get more than what you pay for. It does, double in value in a sense, because most people can't get their hands on it. So that in itself is probably considered more so an investment than, say, a Chanel. Chanel, anybody can go and buy a Chanel. They don't have them like as readily available, the classic bags. It does take sometimes, you got to get on a wait list. But at the end of the day, you'll be able to get your hands on one eventually. Not the case with the brand new Hermes, Birkin, or Kelly. You really just gotta hope that you're lucky enough to get picked.
So you said Louis Vuitton, Chanel, Hermes. So
Hmm.
why didn't you say Gucci? Why you didn't say Fendi? Why you ain't
See,
say
well, kind of like we discussed earlier, all of those have outlet stores. You know what I'm
right?
saying? So whenever you have outlet or whenever you sell at a discount at any time, you pretty much diminish, the brand in a sense. I don't want to say like even cheapen the brand. I just say it definitely diminished value. And if I'm a consumer, if I can go to the outlet store and get something, a lot cheaper than if I would pay for it at full cost in, an department store, why wouldn't I? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, and also too, with some of those brands, there are quality concerns, and that's another reason why they are able to sell their bags at a little bit less than other brands, is because the way that they are manufactured and the materials they use may not be as expensive as some of the other brands. So that's also a concern for me, and they just don't hold their value long
They
term.
don't. Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's why I wouldn't select those. And poor Gucci, they've been around for a long
They
time, but
have.
yeah, but now that the urban community have kind of jumped on the board, it's a lot of the Lux, true Lux collectors and lovers have kind of geared away from that particular
Mm-hmm.
brand because of that. They
Mm-hmm.
look at it as, oh, it's too urban, it's too contemporary.
Mm-hmm.
And those don't traditionally hold their value, so I'm going to lean more towards brands that I know that are not easily accessible. It's say anybody can go into, I'd say, Saks or Fit, or something, or Macy's, not Macy's, but Saks or even Neiman's, and buy a belt right off
Mm-hmm.
off the shelf, and not the case with, other brands.
And if you really want to be funky with it, you can go into certain TJ Maxx and Marshalls and
Hmm?
get you a Gucci bag too.
That's true. A bag, a belt, a shirt.
Yes.
I mean, now I don't know. A lot of people don't know this, may not know this, but TJ Maxx online. You can go online now and find Gucci
I didn't know
bags. You can
that.
find Prada, Fendi, Valentino
I didn't
sometimes
know
on there.
that.
Yes, it's quiet as it kept. It's not. They don't highly advertise it.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, they are now selling, higher end, and it's mostly the Italian brands
Okay.
that they're selling on TJMax.com. So, and there's usually the ones that have either been discontinued, or some of them you may even still be able to find in some of the regular stores. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, you go check out TJ Maxx if you're looking for a good deal and you're looking just to get, introduced to Lux and, start, building a collection. That could be a good place to start.
Well, before we continue, this portion of the show is sponsored by Elite Dental Wellness. At Elite Dental Wellness, our vision is to create a welcoming practice that will offer exceptional dental care and a lifetime of dental wellness. Our commitment to find possible oral care and overall health of our well-being of our patients. Elite Dental Wellness is built upon a foundation of integrity, expertise, and service. Through our commitment to modern dentistry, continuing education, and a friendly atmosphere, we strive to make our patients feel that they are a part of our family. Dentistry can be daunting, scary, and uncomfortable, but Dr. Baptiste and her team work tirelessly to ensure your comfort. Make your appointment today with Dr. Baptiste at Elite Dental Wellness at 713-789-8680. So so a lot of people don't. If you don't, I am pregnant, and so I was looking at. I want to get a bag, what you call those bags?
Diaper bag?
Diaper bag. And so I was like,
Yeah.
oh, I know everybody be having a Gucci diaper bag. So let me look and see what this do. Girl,
Yeah.
I looked, I was like, eh. And then I looked at some of the pre-sale ones. All of them got torn. It's just the fabric has frayed.
Yep.
I was like, nah, I'm good on this.
Yeah, yeah. So why even invest in that new,
Mm-hmm.
knowing that you've already seen this is what it's going to look like over time?
Yes.
So why spend the money to get one brand new or even buy one that somebody's selling that's already got wear and tear?
Mm-hmm.
So, which says a lot about that particular brand,
Right.
and their quality to withstand over time. So, I first would just recommend that you just get the Louis Vuitton Never Full. You can't go wrong.
I didn't even consider that one, but I guess because I want compartments, so I never
I
really considered
So
that
you're an
one.
organizer in there.
Oh
Yeah, I'll
yeah.
show it to you.
Oh yeah. Okay, so let's get on to our third segment where we wanted to talk about what do we want to talk about for our third segment? Um,
Yeah,
the
we're gonna talk
types of
about.
bags that you desire for specific events, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So let's go
So
over it. So what do you want to start with?
yeah, so I have about seven that I thought we'd talk through. So
Okay.
first I can start with casual.
Okay.
Like everybody needs that casual bag that you
Mhm.
just throw on heading out the door. Not sure if you're gonna be out long, not sure if you're gonna, what's gonna happen for the day, but you want something casual to take. So my first choice for that I wanted to share with you guys is going to be the Louis Vuitton. This is the Matisse Hobo, and
Mm.
I actually got this not too long ago because unfortunately this particular one is discontinued, but you
Mm.
can find similar styles. But the reason why I like this particular one for casual is because it almost looks like a backpack,
It
just because of the
does.
style,
Mhm.
and it does have another little handle that I didn't put on here because it's got Vachetta, and I try my best not to anything with Vachetta leather. I usually try to minimize wear and tear. I just
Mhm.
usually take off if I can, but it has a leather strap that's adjustable on here, and it has a lot of room inside of it too, just so you can be
Mhm.
able to carry. Like you can carry a lot of stuff in this bag. And what I love most is this little front pocket here that you can get in and out of real quickly. And this is where I keep my cell phone. So when I'm on the go and I don't want to have
Mhm.
to dig through a big bag, and I'm sorry, yeah, I'm trying to get in here. I don't know what I got in here. Yet. Trying to dig through a big bag, I can
Mhm.
keep my cell phone
Oh,
right in this little.
okay.
So yeah, for casual, this is definitely my first pick, and this is again the Louis Vuitton I keep saying Matisse Hobo. Yeah.
And you know what? You are like one of the only. You are the only. Let's. I think you were the only person that I knew that did Lux hauls that actually shared the price. I was like,
Yeah.
she is bold. I would be so scared of that.
Yeah, to me, it's like when I see videos like that, I want to know how much does it cost?
Mm-hmm.
Like, is it in my budget? Can I afford it? What does it cost? And I never quite understood why some people never talk about cost because let's be honest, we understand that you can look at the brand and know it's probably quote unquote expensive.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're brave enough to share it and say, hey, I went and got it, why not share how much you actually paid for it? You know what I
Right.
mean?
Mm-hmm.
And so yeah, I've always been a transparent. That's why I've always considered myself like even when I used to do makeup hauls, I would share how much the stuff was, and
Mm-hmm.
then you could even put a running total and be able to see what I spent. I don't care about people knowing what I spent for something. If
Mm-hmm.
they're genuinely interested in it, I want them to know what it costs in case they decide they want to go get it. Cause see, mine was more informational, like, and I always will take that approach. I'm always been an informational, YouTuber or the stuff I put out on Instagram or things I share on Facebook. It's informational. So if it's not, I'm never about trying to be showy or
Mm-hmm.
braggy or look what I got. It's like, no, I want to share this with you in case you might be interested because I learned from that. So many people that post up things like, oh, I like that. I think I want to go
Mm-hmm.
get that or try that. So yeah.
Okay.
So yeah.
So how much did you want to share? How much you paid for that particular
Yeah,
piece?
so this right here was since I actually got this on the pre-love market, so
Okay.
because it was discontinued. So the value, I mean the actual retail price for this particular bag was $2,100.
Okay.
I actually got this from Yuji's Closet, and we'll talk more about that in our second segment. But I got this from Yuji's Closet for $1,221,
Oh,
so
okay.
half price for retail,
Oh,
and it
okay.
was in excellent condition.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, it's authentic. They don't sell anything that's not, and you can always get it authenticated, but we'll talk about that later. But yeah, that was a great deal.
Okay. Awesome.
And
All
I
right.
hated that I actually missed out on that bag when it first came out
Mm-hmm.
because when it came out 2 years ago, I think in 2015, and I remember when it came out, I was like, oh, I think I might want it. But everybody was talking about that Pochette Mousse. And I was like, well,
Girl,
maybe I get that. But I tried that on and I said, I'm sorry, I cannot do the lunch kit bag.
I was about to ask you what you thought about that ugly ass bag.
I can do it. To me, that is the ugliest little bag ever. But people were just like, I feel like it was like the it bag. Like somebody came
Yes.
on and say, hey, this is a bag somebody got to be carrying, and it just took off. But that is, to me, it looks like a little lunch kit, like when you were a kid and
Yes.
you had the little lunch kit that you took to school. That's what it looks
Yes.
like to me. It's just not. I said I can't do it,
Yes.
but I like that. Although that is kind of like the big. This is the big sister. The hobo is the big sister. I just like it because it can carry so much more in it. It looks almost like a backpack without it being a backpack, because I'm really not a backpack girl, but I do need, sometimes something larger to carry when I'm sneaking my water into the gyms or my own Gatorade or my own food. I need something big enough. Or
Mm.
sneaking food into the movies,
Yeah.
you need to have something big enough.
Girl, remember that. Thanks for reminding me. I got to pull out my delightful tomorrow. We're going to the movies. Yes.
Oh, yes. Get the delightful out and start packing it down.
Hold on. He's talking about us in the background, talking about we shouldn't be sneaking. Hey, let us do it. Go ahead. Okay, he said go ahead and sneak it in.
Right. I mean, when popcorn is $13 for
Hello.
popcorn and a drink, I think they. What do you think?
Yes. Before we continue, let's talk about this portion of the show is sponsored by the Sphere. We are on the Sphere, guys. Did you know we're? Oh, wait. I'm sorry. Are you starting your business or looking for a place to advertise? Do you have a need to reach out to thousands of people across the world to build your brand or sell your product? If so, get your product placement and advertising needs handled right here at the Sphere. We offer a wide variety of content delivering platforms, including iTunes, Google Play Store, SoundCloud, YouTube, and Stitcher. Plus, we have a vast demographic reach within the United States as well as modern countries across the globe. Our enriched content and inspiring dialogue coupled with your strategic ad is surely to hit the mark every single time. Call us today at 832-772-7789 or just send your email over at advertise@thesphere.tv. All right, so let's get into your next bag. What do you have for us?
So next up, I was going to talk about work. So we all need to have our work
Yes.
bag, that one bag that we take to work that's got everything in it that we need. And so for me, my go-to work bag is going to be my Louis Vuitton Speedy. This is a
Really?
B30.
Oh, no, with that handle, yes.
Yes, gotta have that handle.
Gotta have
So
it because I was like, no.
yes, you gotta have it because I mean, some people are top handle girls. Like they just like to have it and carry it on the crook of their, hand or whatever have you. But for me, with work, when I got like say my laptop bag and all of that other stuff, I need to have something that is really, hands free. And so I love this bag because I'm able to have completely hands free, and I can also wear crossbody. So like say if I decide to take it out on the weekend or we're going like amusement park or somewhere like that where I'm going to need a bag to have a little bit more space than something really small, I can wear this crossbody. So to me, this is like my go-to work bag. And I actually have an organizer that I keep because a lot of complaints a lot of people have about Speedies is that they're black holes. So I actually keep an organizer in mine. And this is one that I got from, and then you can just pull it out. And I got this organizer, and I'll let you kind of peek in here. It's a hot mess. I definitely don't want to do what's in my bag with this one. But I use it because that way I have like compartments where I can actually get to stuff really quickly.
Okay.
So I can kind of eliminate the whole black hole purpose. And this goes in and out really quickly. So I
saw
can just
that.
pop this in, pop this out, and put it in another bag.
Okay.
It's really, really good to be in and out and on the go. So you can see how quickly that popped back in. So this is my go-to work bag. It's a Speedy B, and this is the 30 size. And I think these retail, and correct me if I'm wrong. I'm sorry. I probably should have wrote the prices down for all these since I was going to do this. But I think this one is $13.90 if I'm not mistaken for the Speedy B 30. So to buy one of these is $13.90. And I got this from. I've had this bag for about probably almost 2 years or so, and literally no wear and tear at all.
It looks
And
good.
that's one of the good things about getting the treated leather with the Louis Vuitton as opposed to getting bags with the vachetta on it that does patina over time and so show wear. But this bag absolutely has no wear at all. The zipper, the hardware. I mean, yeah, this is such a good investment. So to me, we talked about earlier, if you're just getting into Louis Vuitton, the Speedy is definitely the go-to to get started. And I think me and you both kind of have that in common. We both are the Damier Bean girls, so that's kind of like my go-to. But I do have a couple of pieces that are monogram, but I prefer when I gravitate towards Louis Vuitton, I really love the damier bean because it's not so in your face. You know what I'm saying? It just doesn't scream, I got Louis Vuitton, I got Louis Vuitton. You know, it's definitely, and it's like the wear and tear on it, you know, is a lot hard, you know, not as noticeable as with the monogram pieces at times.
And one thing I think you should also know is there's a difference between the Speedy bandolier when you say B, because you know you forget you got to talk to the people like they don't know, and the regular Speedy.
Yeah. And the bandolier just means that it has a strap. So, and you pay a little bit more for that strap. Yes. I think it's ridiculous, but yeah, you definitely pay more. For that strap.
Okay, so what do we have next?
So next is travel. So as some of you may know, and you know, as I travel quite a bit for work, so I'm always in an airport or I'm in the car or I'm at some event or whatever have you. So I travel quite a bit. So for me, my go-to bag, and we actually talked about this earlier when we started talking about diaper bags, is my Neverfull. And this is the Louis Vuitton Neverfull. And I've had this bag for... Gosh, I've had the Neverfull. I got it for Christmas one year, I think in 2015 actually. So it's almost going on 2 years. Little to nowhere at all. You know, it is my go-to. Like at the airport, this is the MM size too. I should mention there is 3 sizes in this. There's the smaller size that's a PM, which I still don't understand why anybody would want that little baby tote. I just get a handbag. And then there's the GM, which is the big mama. And I'm actually getting ready to get a GM because I'm going to get a GM because I need something with I want to be able to have something to carry my laptop. I have a laptop, but it has like a case that I carry it inside of. It's like this really pretty floor place. And it does fit in this, but it's really tight. Okay. So I need to get something bigger. And I want something to be able to carry more stuff in as a carry-on, as opposed to having to carry so much stuff like in my suitcase. So yeah, I'm definitely, that's kind of like if we talk about a wish list, that's definitely on my wish list. On my next to get list is the GM size. And I'm thinking about getting it in monogram. And normally I'm not a monogram person, but I already have this MM, you know, in a bean, and I really don't want the same print. And I definitely don't want a Zor because that's out. Too much, you know, to care for it. So yeah, so this is the go-to. And I do have the organizer in this one too that we just talked about. Okay. And it comes in and out. And this is loaded with stuff too because I just came back from out of town. But it has pockets for water bottles for you, baby bottles, diapers, you know, all your necessities that you would need. So this would be a really, really good diaper bag. And it's one that you can use like after the baby's too old and don't need diaper bags.
Right. That's true.
Got a nice tote that you can still carry around. So yeah, this is my go-to for travel. And these are about $1,300 now too. Yeah.
That's another bag price consistently increases over the time.
It does. It really does. Because I think when I got that bag, I got it for Christmas, but I think back in the day, I think they were like $1,200 somewhere around there. Now they're like up to 13. So yeah, definitely could increase in price.
Well, just like I knew we were going to end up running out of time. So give me one more bag. Yeah, I know.
So,
we were like
one more. It's okay. We'll do formal. Okay. So, you know, everybody got to have, you know, date night with honey, you know, or,
babe.
You know, how we have our date nights with, you know, our little men. And, or just if you have a formal event, I attend a lot of events for work, formal. Some of them are formal, some of them not so much. But anyway, formal bag. So the 2 that I'm going to recommend that I use and love the most is going to be one, and which brand I hadn't really talked much about is YSL. So my Yves Saint Laurent, and this is my wallet on the chain. And the color of this one is like this bubblegum pink, but I think it's fuchsia pink if you were to go online. I absolutely love this. Now, I did have a Chanel wallet on chain. You did. And I actually decided to part with that one solely because you couldn't put anything in it. It was, to me, probably one of the worst investments that I made. Well, good investment in terms I was able to get my money back, but bad investment because it didn't suit me and my lifestyle, and it just didn't hold anything. But this one holds so much more. So you notice I even have the chain in here. So the chain can actually go in here and you can carry it as a clutch. It has credit card. It has like over 20 credit card slots. So I don't think anybody even had that many cards, but if you did, you could put them all inside of here. And then it also has a little zip compartment that you can use to store, like if you have like your cash or whatever have you, you can store that inside of here. And the best part about this is that the chain is it's a beautiful gold chain,
It is beautiful.
but the best part about it is that it's removable. And unlike on the Chanel wallet on chain,
Ah.
it's not removable. So you basically, if you were to put that chain in the Chanel wallet on chain inside the purse
Uh-huh.
to carry it as a clutch, it takes up all the space. You wouldn't be able to put anything else in it.
Ah.
Whereas with this one, it's removable. So I can like literally just, pop this off like so.
Mm-hmm.
And I can take this off. And I now have me a clutch.
My friend really, really wants that bag
Yeah.
too.
It is such a elegant,
It
classy
is. It
bag. Like I
is.
say, like don't do the Chanel. If you're gonna do a bag, a formal bag, go for this one. Get and if you don't even have to do chevron, they have it in just plain pebble leather
Mm-hmm.
or the smooth leather. I love chevron, and I wanted something with a pop of color because
Mm-hmm.
when you're wearing like a black dress or something like that, I'm telling you, it sets it off. And I always get so many compliments on this
It is
bag. And the
gorgeous.
chain is gorgeous. I
It
mean, the
is.
chain is jewelry itself,
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. So yeah.
That's an
Okay,
awesome selection.
can I share one more?
Yeah, please.
Okay, one more. So for formal, and this is the one that we kind of touched upon when we talked about like quality and
Mm-hmm.
something that can sustain over time. So my next formal one is going to be the Chanel, and this is the Princess Diana.
Now this is your had to have, right?
Had to have it. First of all, I'm a huge Princess Diana fan. Like I
Mm-hmm.
followed her over the years, and I just like loved who she was and what she stood for. Her community service. She seemed like a great mom, just a really good humanitarian. So
Mm-hmm.
I just always admire her. And I remember being a little girl, and she was at an event, and they had a picture with her in this bag. This
Mm-hmm.
bag. So think about how long ago
Wow.
that was. So I had to have this bag, and so of course I got this is this is the Diana, and this is a single. And another thing I would say, if you can ever get a Chanel single, go for it
Uh-huh.
because you can put so much stuff in here. And I got mints in here from an event that I went to,
Okay.
but you can put so much in this, and this one has a little slide inside of it, but um,
This one's
and
not
also
readily available though, right?
not readily available.
Okay.
Unfortunately, you only can buy her on single flaps are just not readily available.
Okay.
Chanel's really stopped making those,
Okay.
and which is unfortunate because the double flap takes so much space and they're so heavy. So
Mm.
it's hard to find. But anyway, this bag was produced in 1994. Where were you in
Mm.
1994?
Girl, not even thinking about no bag. I tell you
I know.
that.
So, but the thing that is that old and the quality of this bag, is
Mm.
still going strong, still
It
good
is good.
condition. Like that just shows you like why a brand like this would be something that you'd want to invest in because
Mm-hmm.
you would be able to have this bag essentially like forever. I would be able to pass this down to my daughters.
You
You know,
will.
I definitely will. So yeah, had to have them, but it's perfect for formal events
Mm-hmm.
too. And you can't go wrong with the gold hardware. It's always very classy, very formal. So, and every time I've used this one too, I always get people who ask me about this particular one too as well.
One thing I love, love, love about Luxe brands, even though a lot of people say it's show offy, it's just to me its own statement piece. And
It
you
is.
can be really dressed down or, just have on a simple black dress, heels, and your purse can literally set it off.
Set it off. It can,
Yes.
yeah, it can definitely make or break an outfit.
Hmm. And
So I
so
completely agree with that. So yeah.
I
Okay, well,
want,
we'll celebrate this for later.
yeah, I want you to save the rest of those pieces because we're gonna finish. This is why we had to do part two, people, because I already knew we was gonna run right over. We
You
are
knew
like
it.
10 minutes over already. Yeah, so I knew we was gonna have to do a part two. So yeah, guys, we are definitely doing a part two next week. We're gonna have her finish talking about she has to do what you have the
We'll
not
finish up talking about the bags, and we're
okay.
gonna start talking about authentication and
Yes.
authentic, what's real, and also to a little bit more in depth about like when you're thinking about making an investment in a bag,
Right.
talking through that, and also I'm gonna share with you guys some of the hard hits I've taken over the years with making
Mm.
investments and try to help steer you clear of some of those.
Okay. And then we're talking about reselling, purchasing from
Yes.
resale, things like that. So we have a lot of information I think is viable for everyone out there to know. But don't forget to subscribe to the show because you don't want to miss next week's show. So that's going to be www.thesphere.tv/ATB. And then go follow Nikki on Instagram. Give them your contacts, how to get in contact with
Yeah.
you.
I'm really easy. It's Nikki Hona. So everything, Facebook, Nikki Hona, Instagram, and Nikki Hona. I'm not on Snapchat because I said I had to. I had to just. I couldn't do any more social media. I'm like, I do have a job that I got to work, and I would be on there all day trying to follow everybody's snap. So I had to let that go. But it's just Instagram and Facebook.
All right. And then, of course, if you want to follow me, I am Instagram at ESSM1 and then Twitter, ESSM1. And then don't forget, like I said, you can subscribe to the show and then find the show on iTunes, Podcast, Google Play Store, what else? Stitcher, SoundCloud. We're across vast majority of social media, also YouTube as well. And then don't forget we have other shows on the network. I'm so proud of my brothers from G's to Gents. They won this month's viewership growth of the month with 2,000% growth. So that is hats off to you guys. You guys are doing a wonderful great job. My husband loves that show.
That's
and then not
awesome.
only that, we have hashtags, we have injustice docs talking about all kinds of medical things, Active 8, and then 3 Hues. We have so many. I'm telling you, we have something for everybody, y'all. So don't forget to tune in. Again, we will be here next week to finish off the series talking about Luxe Edition, purchasing things. So please be able to tune in. Outside of that, thanks for watching, guys. Bye.
Bye. Thanks for having me.